Thank you so much for joining this event where we will be discussing about study abroad opportunities with NCUK and Aston University. We got two distinguished guests with us, Mr. Sukhchinder, who is coming from law background and he is currently working as a lecturer at Aston Law Department. And we got Miss Hasib, who is working as an academic coordinator for NCUK International Programs at International Center of Excellence. So let's. So in this session, we will be discussing about how our students can study at Aston University with NCUK International Year One at International Center of Excellence, Pakistan. So let's explore what NCUK is. So NCUK was founded in 1987 by Education Charity Foundation. The purpose of founding this organization was to facilitate international students to get higher education. So far, NCUK has facilitated more than 50,000 students over all the world. So NCUK is a provider of high quality qualifications which offer pathways to leading universities. So we got 35 plus study centers. We got 35 plus countries in which we got study centers. One of like here at ICE for which we are conducting this session. And so far we have facilitated 90% students in getting their first choice universities. And we have helped over 50,000 international students in gaining their access to leading universities from 100 plus nationalities. So I will be putting a video which will tell about what NCUK is and how our qualification works. So this was about NCUK and how NCUK works. So from here, Ms. Hasib will be guiding us about our NCUK International Year One Law Program.
Hello everyone, I hope you guys are doing well. I'm the program lead at ICE for NCUK Law. Today, I will be discussing how I support students and how they get enrolled into NCUK Year One. I, I believe this would be an informative session for you guys who are considering law as a career. First of all, ICE we stand five promises: affordability, employability, mobility, flexible learning, and international recognized qualification. To begin, I will walk you through the admission process. First of all, we would be requiring your documents. We will check the eligibility criteria, and with that, we will be counseling you so that you can easily get enrolled to our NCUK program for year one. At ICE, we are dedicated to support our students throughout the academic journey where a student successfully completes their first year. We assist you in applying to the university when you are completed with your first year. As a law graduate and a lawyer myself, I firmly believe that the program offers an exceptional opportunity for the students who are aspiring to study law, become a lawyer, pursue their education abroad. If I was given this opportunity at my time, I have done the University of London Law. If I was given this opportunity earlier, I would have definitely chosen this as this is the easiest path for a lawyer to get a successful and a great education pathway. Af- if you do this NCUK year law, you can easily you can get admissions in UK in any university, and one of those university are Aston University, which is considered to be a very good university for law. All in all, the benefits are clear. You earn your degree, achieve your dreams for studying abroad, and you get this at a very affordable cost. And this is why I encourage you to join ICE as a first step to to get your future in a great hand. Thank you. Over to you, Hamza.
Okay, Asif, can you please guide our audience regarding what NCUK International Year One in Law is?
International Year One Law basically is the first year where the student studies at International Center of Excellence, means with us. In this, we get the students enrolled into year one. When they complete this year one, this is basically the year one of your law, which you complete with us. When you complete this, you will eventually get your admissions in your second year at any of the NCUK panel university in UK or the Aston University very easily by achieving the eligibility criteria. In this, we
Okay.
have five modules, core modules, which is to be completed, which is contract law, criminal law, tort law, English legal system, and public law. Along with that, we have the students have to complete the EAP, which is academic purpose English for academic purpose, which helps the students exempt the IELTS, which is also very beneficial because in today's world the IELTS exams uh, the students really want some universities that can get them enrolled in any university that would exempt IELTS. So with this integrated module, when we teach them at on campus, they give the exams in our supervision. That makes it very easier for the students to accomplish this with a good grade. So basically, the modules are divided into like 50% of coursework and 50% of exams, which help the students to attain a good marks, eventually making their degree classification very good. They can achieve 2.21 ratio degree classification very easily in if they choose to do NCUK Year One Law.
Am I audible?
Yes, you are, sir.
Okay, okay. So, Asif, can you please tell our audience about this English for academic purpose module is? What are the benefits of English for academic purpose modules?
The core benefit is that it would be free of cost law modules. So you will not have to pay for extra for your IELTS, etc. Also, IELTS is more hard to get the good bands, but if you join us and you do this EAP with us, there will be tutors, academic help, which will help you achieve a good grade or a good band in your EAP.
Okay,
That would
okay,
eventually lead you to a good university.
okay. Good enough. Okay, can you please tell the audience about the entry requirement as well? So, what are the entry requirements if
The
somebody
entry,
from Pakistan is willing to pursue this program?
sure, sir. The entry requirement for if the students has already done their A levels, then student must have two C's in their A levels, or if they're coming from a channel where they have done their intermediate FAC or a local intermediate, they must have 75% in their intermediate to get enrolled into NCUK Year One Law.
Okay. So, so how, if we talk about how NCUK, NCUK program, if like a student pursue this program, so how NCUK supports their students like in university application and all that.
All right.
Let's,
First, the students get enrolled with us. They complete their year one. We send their documents to the relevant university which the students are interested in. That process would be free of cost. The application would be processed through us. We'll get them the offer letters, and after that, the student has to pay. Like they will get the guaranteed admissions in their NCUK year two law in any university they apply for. So then
okay,
they will get the offer letter, and then they have to proceed with their visa application and so on.
okay. ठीक. Okay, so are we in at NCUK? Are we offering any kind of scholarships or prize awards to the students?
Yes, at NCUK we are offering up to £5,000 scholarships for the students who enroll with us for NCUK Year One, and at ICE also there are early bird discounts for the students if they join us at ICE.
Okay. Okay, Jen, are you there?
Yes.
Okay, so can you please guide us about how student can proceed to the second year of their law at Aston University and what are the benefits they will be getting?
Sure. I'll share my screen with you so I can show you the slides that I'm going to use. So bear with me.
No worries.
So can you see the slides?
Yeah, we can see the slide.
Okay, brilliant. So just a little bit background for myself. I'm a lecturer at Aston Law School. I specialize in criminal and civil dispute resolution. I sit as a magistrate within the Coventry and Warwickshire area. So what I will do is just talk you through some of the highlights of the law degree at Aston, why students see Aston as a good option for studying law. First of all, the campus is a very welcoming campus in the heart of Birmingham, which is the second largest city in the UK. And so there's lots of options and lots of different things to do in Birmingham within our campus and obviously outside in the wider city as well. In terms of teaching of law at Aston, we've got what we call the Gold Teaching Award, which is the top award for teaching excellence. And as you can see from some of the other points here on the screen, it's in the top 25 universities in the country. It was runner-up for the graduate employability, which I'll talk a little bit more about in a moment. And you can see the sort of average earnings of our graduates. And we have lots of students from all over the world. So it's a great opportunity to meet different people from different parts of the world create those networks. So just expanding on that a little bit. So teaching quality really at the heart of what we do at Aston. And that's, I guess, shown in the student satisfaction rate as well, where we're coming in the top 20 for student satisfaction. Now, I think what's important to set out is why Aston has this reputation is because we do focus on a number of key issues. So future focused, which I'll talk a little bit about in a moment, student focused, of course, and employment focused. So when we're talking about future focused, of course, we want to make sure that our students are ready for the working world, employment. And so our course is designed to make sure that students leave university with those skills. And obviously, in order to do that, we need to make sure that we as an institution are focused on our students as our number one priority. And so we put a lot of work into creating those relationships between our academic and student body as well. And of course, we want to make sure that students have as great an opportunity as they can when they leave. So we do keep lots of connections with not only the legal profession, but also business generally in the Midlands in the UK, but also the wider country as well. So turning to course highlights, well, we talked about already the year one. So in terms of what you'd be doing yourselves, and then your entry would be into our year two program. So I'll focus on that. So hopefully if you join us and you get through that year, your first year, you will join us in the second year at Aston. And on screen now, you can see some of the modules that you will study in year two. So we have law in applied context. And what that means is it's application of law. So how law works in a real environment. So dealing with clients, advising on certain aspects of law. You'll be doing some public law in your year one, but of course we advance that further in year two as well. We look at land law, so law around property and sale of land, purchase of land, access to land, etc. Commercial contracts and practice, that's really important. So how businesses create relationships with each other. And then related to that, of course, we then have the optional modules. So the core modules you all study, and they're the three on the left-hand side. And then on the right-hand side, you can see the optional modules, depending on what you're interested in. So commercial law, I am a lecturer in dispute resolution, where we talk about how the court system and outside the court system, we resolve disputes between businesses. Employment law, of course, looks at employer and employee relationships, intellectual property, and medical law and ethics. So that's your journey in year two. And then in your final year, you again have one core module, which is legal project management, which is basically about business law in practice. So advising businesses in terms of the legal framework that applies to them. And then you've got a number of optional modules as well. Sports law, which is quite a new area. Fraud, bribery and corruption, which is quite a popular area of law. Equity and trust, so that's about setting up trusts or equitable rights as they're known. Another really popular module, international human rights law, wills and probate. Also, Islamic finance law is a fairly new topic as well, so that's quite popular as well with us. Data protection, emerging technologies. Now that's a really interesting new topic as well, about how the law will impact on developments in AI, for example. And we also have intellectual property and medical law. One missing from here is advanced criminal law, which is something that I teach on as well. So to bring these points together, they're the core topics that we teach, but within that, of course, the way we teach those topics is important. So different types of teaching, a mixture of recorded and live lectures, online material, and within that, in the modules, we have different types of assessment as well. We call it authentic assessment. Work experience, that's really important, because you have the option of a placement within the law degree. So if you want to, after your second year, take a year and work in practice, then you are able to do that and then return for your final year. There's no compulsion, but it is an option. And within that, we of course keep our links with practice, links with the legal profession. And we have lots of competitions to keep you interested outside of your study. So we have mooting, so acting as though you're in front of a judge and making your points, other competitions as well, debating, for example. And we have lots of memorial lectures. The Jill Pool one is well attended, and we have key figures within the legal profession in the UK as a whole. So we've had Supreme Court justices in the past that have come and given a talk as well. And the final one there, the law clinic, really important. You get the opportunity to advise the public within our law clinic, so give you real hands-on experience of practicing law. Okay, so I think we covered most of the points there. So in terms of course highlights, we are an expanding school. We have a real clear vision of where we're going, inclusive, giving everyone the opportunity, but we are very entrepreneurial. We want to make sure that students have those skills when they enter the working world, and we want to obviously transform people's opportunities and lives. I'm going to hand back now, if that's okay. So I think we're back, Hamza.
Okay, thank you so much, Jen. It was very insightful. So, if we talk about Aston University, so am I audible?
Yeah.
Yeah. So, if we talk about Aston University Law Program, so how it sets it apart from other rest of the programs that are offering in the UK universities?
Yeah, I think one key thing is the employability aspect, because Aston was one of the first universities to offer the placement scheme for students. So within your degree, you had the opportunity to spend 1 year working in practice, be it the legal profession or the business community. And that's one thing that Aston still thrives at, and we have those links within the business community, be it in Birmingham or the wider UK. And so we're really focused on those employment skills. How once you've achieved your academic degree, we want to make sure that you can use those skills to work in whatever industry that you want to enter. So that's, I'd say, something that keeps us apart perhaps from other institutions.
Okay, so you mentioned about that you have partnerships with the industries. So can you guide our audience about what kind of law firms or uh, legal firms that are associated with Aston University Law Department?
Yeah, so within one of our modules, the law in a applied context, every student has the opportunity, and all students do that module, to work with one global firm, Pinsent Masons, which are based in Birmingham, but they're also based around the country and abroad as well. And every student has the chance within that module to work with those lawyers, real lawyers working in practice, and developing some skills in relation to advising clients on certain areas of law. So Pinsent Mason is one example of a law firm, but we have links with lots of other law firms as well as other businesses.
Okay, great. So if we talk about different careers, so what kind of, like, this is a question to you and to Miss Hasib as well. So what kind of careers are student have which they can pursue after completing their law degree? Usually, what kind of career student pursue?
Yeah. Well, of course, the lawyer profession is, of course, one of the key ones. So there's the solicitor route that you can take, or you can become a barrister, which is a different route you can take. So there are two options there. Many students enter into business environment. So all businesses, or at least most businesses, will have a legal department advising the business on conducting their affairs. So lots of students will enter into working within the business community as well. But also students will look at academia, so further study, entering civil service opportunities as well. So I think the key thing with a law degree is that it opens up a lot of different avenues, not just the legal profession. The skills you get, particularly at Aston, will be attractive to lots of different types of employers.
Okay, okay, fair enough. So, Miss Sasi, do you have anything that you want to ask to Mr.
Has already
Zain?
mentioned everything which a student can do after their pursuing their law.
Okay, we cannot hear you.
Hi, can you hear me? Okay, Hamza?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Hi, Mr. Jain, this is Usman here. I just thought I will quickly come in and take some questions from our students. Firstly, I wanted to say thank you very much. You're doing this over the weekend. This is a pure family time.
That's
It's
fine.
so kind of you to come online. So I myself is Usman. I am the country partner with NCUK. My job is to work with university like Aston and center like International Center of Excellence, where we are trying to give pathways to the students in Pakistan to have access to great universities like Aston. So a bit of a history on Pakistan. As you know, founding father was a lawyer. Hence, law is one of the famous topic in Pakistan, and quite a lot of students um, take this qualification for very reason, because either they are joining politics, either they're becoming a lawyer because of legal practice profession they have, and some you would find in Pakistan they just want to be called lawyer, not necessarily they are practicing lawyer, and quite a lot of them become legal advisors to the businesses, and quite a lot of them then choose their career to be in academic world, teaching law, and so on and so forth. It is fair to say within Pakistan, law is the fifth largest career where students are opting out, or I would say fifth famous career after engineering, medical, and other subjects where students opt out law degree to. So, if I can quickly ask you, in terms of scholarship, there are questions coming up on YouTube and Facebook. So, if you could just guide a student, so once they've completed Year One at NCUK, they are eligible for direct entry, and which we call it guarantee entry. Of course, they have to meet the entry criteria on grading and so on and so forth. What sort of scholarship Aston have available for NCUK students, particularly when it comes to selecting a law degree?
Okay. So scholarship in the sense of what research we do at
Scholarship
Aston.
after year two. So once they join you, so I think the Aston fee is about £19,000 per year. So what
Yeah.
I understand from the NCUK part is that student is eligible to apply for £5,000 scholarship,
Yeah.
which is based on the academic excellence. Is that still available for the students for the year 2025, academic year
Yeah,
2025?
I believe so. I don't know if Hamza or Azib, you have any more detail on that. I believe that the scholarship is available beyond that
Yeah,
first year. And I
yeah,
think from memory, all the options actually you reminded me of something. I did speak to one of my colleagues. I'll just get that up on my screen just to be clear. So yes, so students can apply for scholarships when they come into year two, and they can apply in the same way that any other student, be it domestic UK students as well. So there's scholarships available, and they can apply in the normal way as any other student would. So yes, that is correct.
Right. Okay. So the other question I have is, does Aston University have any other campus than Birmingham? I believe no. That's correct.
No,
so
there's one main campus in the centre of Birmingham.
So I would like to tell the audience that I have been to Birmingham. I have visited Aston University, and I have met your colleague at Aston University. It is one of the very respected university and very well located. I mean, student facility wise, it's a remarkable job with this, what the university leadership has done and continue to improving those. So in terms of eligibility criteria, there's a question about eligibility criteria for Aston. If you have completed A1 at NCUK, then you are eligible to apply for Aston year 2. But I think the minimum grade is required B and C, if I'm not wrong. Can you confirm that? Is that correct?
Yes, so the information I was given was that 60% is needed in
Yeah.
year one to move
Yeah.
into year two. So if that meets that criteria, that's right.
Yeah. Is there any EAF grading points like in IELTS? So, Hamza, in your NCUK presentation, it does explain what EAF gradings are and compare them with IELTS. So you are able to show that to the
yeah,
students. Um, so EAF is an academic English basically designed specifically to get you ready for the university level education. It's it is basically comparable to IELTS, but
Yeah.
what NCUK has done is it has embedded the qualification within the year one, so therefore you do not have to incur an extra cost and go through a hassle of booking in exams and so on and so forth. So if Hamza, could you just share that part of the
yeah,
presentation?
yeah. I have
Uh,
just shared that part of the presentation. Can you please allow me to share that screen?
okay, one second. I think I have to.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's visible.
I managed to do that. That's correct.
Yeah, good.
Okay, so if you can run that down on the side, if you can see the IELTS and EF grades for students to understand how does that, compare the qualification. If you can see the steering wheel as well, that would be ideal because there is quite a lot of students asking question on LinkedIn as well.
Yeah. So EAP module is just like an IELTS. You will be assessing through your writing, your reading, your listening, your speaking, and you will be getting grades which will be equivalent to IELTS, man. So if we talk about if you get an A in all these assessment criteria, then you will be having 7 equivalent bands. And same for like B, you will be getting 6.5, and then C, then D and E. So all our partnered universities accept this EAP module. So on the basis of that, they give our students IELTS exemption in all these universities. So Aston is also accepting this module, and they are also giving our student exception note to have an IELTS instead of they can pursue if they are having EAP module and they are meeting the criteria.
Okay. Thank you, Hamza. I have a question. What is the ranking of Aston University? I mean, it's a very basic question. I think if you Google it, rankings are keep changing. But if our colleague from Aston wants to highlight what the ranking is, that would be ideal for the student to understand.
Yeah, thank you. You're right. It's a difficult one. It changes year by year, but it's certain categories they rank. So, for example, it was 10th in 2023 for teaching quality in the UK. Student satisfaction is quite a really key metric. So, it was 14th out of all the universities in the UK in 2024, I think. So it's sort of top 20, 30 university generally, but then within specific questions, it ranks much higher as well.
Yeah. The other thing I would like to add to what our colleague about the ranking, Aston University Business School, which is triple accredited, and Aston also accept NCUK Year One business into second year of Aston business degrees. So having a triple crown, it's something very highly respected amongst the corporate world. So this is something to look out. Can student practice law as soon as they obtain their degree from Aston University, or they require to obtain some sort of license before commencing their own practice? Furthermore, does Aston assist in such a process?
Yes. So in the UK, the process is that once you've completed your degree, there is something called the SQE, which is the Solicitor's Qualifying Exam. So it's another exam that you need to complete for you to then practice law. And the law degrees, I guess, sort of prepare you for that. But there are some additional learning that you will need to do to complete that SQE, or you go down the bar route. So you do the bar course if you want to become a barrister, and that's another year of study as well. So there is more study after the degree, but that's for every university. You have to do that additional year depending on which area you want to practice in, be it solicitor or a barrister. Now, obviously, at Aston, we do teach modules in our final year that will direct you to those routes. So if you want to become a solicitor, then we have certain modules. For example, I teach criminal law, where we teach certain areas of law that will help you once you start and to complete the solicitor's qualifying exam. So that's how it works. There's an extra layer beyond the degree that you need to go through.
So I would come to Hasib. So if same question, if I ask you, so if somebody have completed law in Pakistan, in Aston, and they come back to Pakistan, or study locally the entire degree, what does the process of getting license? Do they have to
Right.
do any additional training or courses?
Yes, they will have to clear two. One is C law, which is an equivalent which the student gets to be able to give the GAT law, which for which they will be getting the license. There will be two exams. They will get a syllabus of Pakistani law. They'll have to learn and complete that so that they can give their exams and get the license.
Okay, so does Aston has to be approved by any law association in Pakistan for student to apply for that exam?
With bar association, they have to be approved, and they are approved with that.
So Aston is approved already by Bar Association. Is that correct? Okay, so any students who study year one in Pakistan with one of our center RISE and then progress to Aston for 2 years, they complete their career. The pathway for student would be either to opt for taking a license in the UK, which our colleague very rightly fully solicitor or barrister. There are two pathways. They would have to do an additional year, and if not, then they come back to Pakistan and they do a local bar associate exam. And how long approximately that takes? A year or 2 year or?
No, it just take 1 or 2 months to get prepared for that exam. It is not that lengthy.
Okay, so once I've completed that 2 months or 3 months exam, pass the exam, then I get a license to become a lawyer in Pakistan.
Practicing
Right.
lawyer.
So, okay, that's it. That answers the question. So, what is the benefit studying law with NCUK stream and at Aston and versus any other university? I think what NCUK does is that flexibility and for a student to be able to start within the country. So, there is one career which student finish the A levels or FAFSC and go directly to Aston and spend 3 years and decide to continue with the law degree. But what NCUK does, it gives you that a pre-advanced year one NCUK law in Pakistan just to get you university ready academically, curriculum wise as well, and then give you an advanced entry into the Aston University or to any other partner respected university, where student is able to firmly decide whether their law is their career. We've seen quite a lot of students taking legal law degrees and then not continuing it because they were not so sure and stuff like that. And then we have also witnessed the students who actually was not able to keep up financially within the UK. I'm not sure how Aston experience has been, particularly from Pakistani side of the market. So therefore, it does give you the affordability factor and flexibility factor to look into it. But most importantly, it gets you the academically ready because university qualification. It's not. It's very much independent studies with the guide of university lectures and things like that. What I witness in the UK, quite a lot of Pakistani student goes into it and they are not used to so much of independent studies or have academic skills writing, and they struggle in the year one before they keep up their education in year two and three. So therefore, qualification like NCUK gives you that edge where you are able to, practice that before you get into a real second year education. How's your experience been? Have you had any students from Pakistan? I'm not sure whether this is the question you might be able to answer, Mr. Jin, because I think there have been few students from Pakistan who have studied Aston Foundation and gone into the university. I'm not pretty sure whether they have taken any qualification in law and business and gone in with Aston.
Yeah.
Do you have
Yeah.
any experience of
Yes.
NCUK students?
Yes, I've had experience of NCUK students. Historically, we've had more students from sub-Saharan Africa up till now, but as we say, we're expanding that beyond that now, obviously Pakistan as well. I do actually recall, I'm sure I did have a student in my last year that was from Pakistan. I'm pretty sure I can remember there was one student. Whether they came in through that route or they came in direct in year one, I can't recall. But you're right. It's perhaps it is a different type of learning in the UK, but it's brilliant that NCUK you prepare them for the type of study that they will do in year two. That's the important thing. And as students progress from year two to year three, there's even more emphasis on independent learning. So that is really important.
Okay, so thank you for clarifying that. So what my experience have been within NCUK since I have joined NCUK and helping them to develop Pakistan. I think it's a great opportunity for students and for parents. Not for very much reason that it gives you a pathway which is an affordable, but it also prepares your student very well for the university, because university is a very exciting time for a young graduates, where you are able to complete your undergraduate and get into a real world of corporate world. So hence that's why I would strongly advise parents and students to look into what NCUK can do for your child and for the students, and how it can help, not just from the affordability point of view or flexibility point of view, academically, what it gives you an advanced stage of preparation for a students. So that's something to look out for, and you can explore that NCUK website itself. You can look into ICE website. You can go into Aston University website. There's quite a lot of information available. We will be continuing doing these type of sessions with our respected university. We are very grateful for our colleague from Aston, who himself is a lawyer, subject specialist, talking about law, and that brings us to say thank you for attending this session today, and thank you to our colleagues Hasib and Hamza and Jen from the Aston University.
Thank you.
Thank you.